Hello and welcome back again to Stupid Boy UFC. Today we are going to talk about the way that the people are talking about the fight of Benoit Saint Denis versus Dustin the Diamond Poirier in UFC 299. And I have a couple of things to say about that because I have seen Joe Rogan hyping up Benoit Saint Denis, and I have seen many of the mixed martial arts YouTubers like Lucas Tracy and everyone just saying that you know what, Benoit Saint Denis is now the evolution of mixed martial arts and he is going to dominate against Dustin Poirier. And I want to see them get completely humbled by Dustin Poirier. And why I'm saying that Dustin Poirier will humble Benoit Saint Denis and all these supporters of of Benoit Saint Denis, like Joe Rogan was hyping up Joe Pfeiffer. Have you like forgotten what happened to Joe Pfeiffer? Like, I really want to see that Joe Pfeiffer moment with Benoit Saint Denis happening with Joe Rogan, because these people have zero knowledge about the current events in the mixed martial arts. I'm talking about Joe Rogan. Actually, Lucas Tracy is a like a follower of mixed martial arts, so he's good. I'm not saying that he lacks the knowledge or he doesn't know about certain fighters, but you should know that you are talking about Dustin the Diamond Poirier. You don't want to be in a firefight versus Dustin the Diamond Poirier. He's going to knock you cold out. And what's the best win that this French Benoit Saint Denis has? He doesn't have any good win. He just has a win against Thiago Moises. Like, Thiago Moises is now comparable to Dustin Poirier just because he's someone who is like from the generation of old superstars. No, I really don't like this. I really like maybe Benoit Saint Denis can win against Dustin Poirier. You can say that, but you cannot say that like this person is such a great fighter and just disrespect Dustin Poirier like that. I think Benoit Saint Denis is good. He is a good up and coming fighter, and he's not even on the level of Fiziev. I don't think so. What is he good at? I really don't know. Just because he is good in that, what should I say, he's good in aggressive fighting, that's why you're saying that he will win, just because he has defeated a couple of like journeymen like Thiago Moises or like Matt Frivola. Do you think like Matt Frivola was defeated by Terence McKinney, you know so you can know that these fighters, like these people who don't know nothing about the current like better fighters in the UFC, like Joe Rogan, he has no idea what he's talking about. He's too deep into his podcast world, he's too deep into his thing, and he's just hyping up Benoit Saint Denis, and he don't know anything about current things about mixed martial arts. And now I'm going to talk about Lucas Tracy. He's saying that Benoit Saint Denis will dominate Dustin Poirier. Have you ever seen Dustin Poirier getting dominated by someone in any fight? You can choose it, like the fight earlier that he had in early on his career where he lost against Michael Johnson, or any of the fight that you have seen. Have you ever seen Dustin Poirier get dominated? And especially if someone is aggressive against him. Have you seen that? I have just seen Dustin Poirier get dominated only in wrestling or in jiu-jitsu in the second round against Charles Oliveira, or the rounds, multiple rounds against Khabib Nurmagomedov. Are you really talking like, are you just saying these things just because you like certain fighter or you like certain types of style? I don't think like Justin Poirier is ever going to be dominated against these especially against these up and coming fighters. Yes, they are good, but they to say that he will dominate Dustin Poirier is just stupid. I think it's just plain stupid thing to do, and people are forgetting who Dustin Poirier is. Dustin the Diamond, Dustin the Dog Hearted. He's not someone who's going to be dominated by someone like Benoit Saint Denis. He just too. And have you forgotten that debut that Benoit Saint Denis has? Like, he was dominant. He was the one who was being dominated in that fight. And I mean, these people with fickle memories don't understand how certain mindsets of like fighters are. Dustin Poirier is not the one who will ever get dominated. Maybe he will win, or maybe he will lose in a very close fight. But dominated, yeah, he can get knocked out. You can say that. Yes, he can get knocked out, but dominated, no, never. He can get knocked out like by a lucky punch, but not like he will not be like this. Like especially coming off of that loss against Justin Gagey. But it is absolutely outrageous to say that Dustin Poirier is going to get dominated against someone as Benoit Saint Denis, who is relatively a newcomer in the UFC, and Lucas Tracy is out of his mind when he say that Benoit Saint Denis will dominate Dustin Poirier. Yes, I think Benoit Saint Denis is someone whom you can give respect, as he won 5 fights in a row, and he won against a couple of journeymen and couple of like good fighters in certain aspects. Thiago Moises is a good fighter, but again, like journeyman, not like top level. And especially I have seen like I always wanted Fiziev to see like how Rafael Fiziev does against these top 5 fighters like Justin Gagey and all these other top 5 fighters. I really wanted to see that how Matthews Camrod too. And I have seen I have seen them. I was always of this opinion, like why these top 5 fighters in UFC lightweight division doesn't take fight against someone that is up and coming and new fighter. I was always of this opinion, but when I saw that Camrod was defeated by someone as good as you know who was the person who defeated Matthews Camrod in UFC 280? um, Benil Dariush. So I think in that sense, people are really forgetting that these top 5 are top 5 for a long time, and especially Dustin Poirier, he will absolutely not get dominated against someone like Benoit Saint Denis, and he will win. And I can't wait. I can't wait Joe Rogan to have another Joe Pfeiffer moment where he just like Joe Pfeiffer can punch as hard as Francis Ngannou, even harder than Francis Ngannou, and then he lost against Jack the Joker Hermanson. Like it's just crazy. These people, I mean, especially Joe Rogan, because Lucas Tracy has a couple of points to say whatever he's saying. Like he has some points to back that up, and Joe Rogan doesn't even know what he's talking about. He's just talking about regularly like Ian Gary's dominating against Jeff Neal, and he's just that Peter Patter shots, just nothing, like. So it's just crazy, like these people don't even follow mixed martial arts, and it's just like we as fans don't deserve this. We deserve someone who is watching martial arts on a daily basis and understanding like mindsets of the fighters.